Hillary Clinton, I wasn't going to talk about Hillary Clinton. I just literally saw this tweet before I went live.
I sent it to him.
Jen sent it to me. So this tweet is pretty much the definition of why we have Donald Trump.
Yeah.
This tweet is a definition of how clueless the Democratic Party is. And I would say basically intentionally clueless at this point. So Hillary Clinton, who also, not in this tweet, but said that our democracy is hanging by a thread. I believe she said that yesterday or something, as far as Donald Trump. So Hillary Clinton tweets, honestly, in fairness, it is a good sentiment, this tweet, but it is completely tone deaf. So
all Hillary's ever had are sentiments.
Right. So Hillary tweets, Tyrone Gale, who is this man in the tweet, a beloved member of the Hillary for America team, was known to stay at the office until midnight and run 6 miles the next morning. Now, his friend and fellow HFA alum, Jesse, is running to raise funds for Tyrone as he fights cancer. Pitch in if you can. So,
and then there's a GoFundMe link.
Right. So I'm not going to bash the fact, the guy's got cancer. I guess I would hope her and her 45, I think she's worth 45 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would probably.
Not to mention the free mansion she has.
Yeah. I would hope Hillary could throw, let's maybe 20,000, 30,000, 50,000 to Tyrone. So I hope Tyrone gets better. This isn't about him. I'm not knocking somebody who's obviously got problems. And I'm not forgetting about you Facebook folks.
Hi, Facebook.
So definitely press the share button on Facebook too. But, Joel Sass, $10 in the super chat. Hopes this makes up for the F-bombs. AQ about Alex Jones. Do you think he could be a CIA asset? It seems like he's been paid to be a sacrifice for free speech. I feel like he did his job.
That would be a very bad hire for the CIA.
Yeah, I don't think he's a CIA asset. I just think he's an asshole, to be honest with you. But that's besides the point. Thank you for the $10. But no, I don't think Alex Jones is a CIA asset. Who might be a CIA asset?
Anderson Cooper.
Right.
Definitely 100%.
Right, but thank you for the $10.
Except not legally. I'm just kidding.
So why I found this tweet so interesting, I heard, because I was in Iowa at a local community college where Hillary Clinton, as the nominee, I think if she would have been for this very policy, she might be president. But Hillary Clinton said, Medicare for all will never, ever come to pass.
Oh, was she in the South at that time in her accent change?
No, she was in Iowa.
Oh.
That's just my Jewish accent. But I think Hillary Clinton should look up what Medicare for all is, how other countries do it, because she wouldn't have to send out GoFundMes for her staffers. Might have been good to also pay your staffers and interns, but you paid your staffers, but you didn't pay your interns. That's okay. We won't get into that. But does Hillary Clinton not know that there's a policy that's 70% approval rating now called Medicare for all? Does Hillary Clinton not know that 85% of the Democratic Party wants Medicare for all? Does Hillary Clinton not know that 52% of the Republican Party wants Medicare for all? Does Hillary Clinton not know that Medicare for all would make it so people would actually become healthier because they would be able to get preemptive care that, I don't have the percentages, but possibly cancer could be, or whatever it is, could be found in the earlier stages when you don't have to go for GoFundMes and bankrupt because people are facing bankruptcy. She just must have been sleeping on the campaign trail that day.
Well, Hillary doesn't have quite the best track record when it comes to healthcare, including her extremely embarrassing attempt while her husband was president at a healthcare bill. But yeah, by saying Medicare for all will never ever come to pass, it reminds me of that meme people pass around. It's like, we've accomplished nothing by standing for nothing or by doing nothing. And that's exactly what the Democratic Party is. And that sums up Hillary so well. Oh, we shouldn't even try. Nothing can be better. Everything's terrible.
Well, that's because, I'm sorry to say this, you might call me cold-blooded, Who is Hillary Clinton more concerned about? Who is she more concerned about when she ran? And who is her party, which is still very much in the Clinton mindset, who are they more concerned about? Folks like Tyrone or their donors? Because if they were concerned about Tyrone, if they were concerned about the people, it's not even an argument anymore. You would go to a Medicare for all system. But because the donors don't want it, particularly the pharmaceutical industries, and by the way, this isn't talked about much, it's not just the pharmaceutical industries that Hillary Clinton doesn't want to upset, and Cory Booker doesn't want to get upset, and Kamala Harris and Kirsten Gillibrand and the whole gang. They don't want to upset the banks because the banks are heavily invested in these pharmaceutical companies and research and development. So at the end of the day, although I appreciate the sentiment, she's sending out a tweet to try and gin up funds for
Let's be real.
a sick man.
One of her interns sent out the tweet, and that intern felt very bad for the person. Hillary probably has no idea because she's so clueless. But
they have no notion, no self-awareness. By the way, this goes to, now Jeff Bezos, because he's getting bludgeoned, rightly so, by Bernard Sanders. Now Jeff Bezos, what does he want to open up? A preschool education system?
Oh, this is so creepy and dystopian. He wants to open up a preschool for kids and prime preschool. I don't know.
So Jeff Bezos now wants to throw philanthropy at ending homelessness and preschool. Well, guess what, Mr. Bezos? I went, while I was in Portland, to an outdoor houseless village. I don't call them homeless. I was corrected that day. Home is where the heart is. We don't want to say people who don't have homes and are sleeping on the street don't have hearts. So they're houseless. Nobody was there. You want to know why? Because they had jobs. These were people who were houseless but couldn't afford to live in a house. So they had to live in tents outside in the city. How much you want to bet? There's at least one Amazon worker in America like that. And by the way, you want to open up and you want to spend your money on preschool education, or you want to throw billions at that. How many of those kids, parents work for Amazon and are on food stamps? So basically, the oligarchs and the plutocrats like Jeff Bezos, essentially, to try and distract from the fact that they're paying their workers essentially nothing, the fact that they have to go on Medicaid and food stamps, and the fact that we are subsidizing Jeff Bezos so he could buy another house and another yacht and all that, say, you know what, throw $1 billion so we get a nice press release out. I don't know if it's $1 billion, but probably. Throw $1 billion, we'll make some schools, we'll have some photo ops with kids, throw money here, we'll help some homeless people, and then nobody will care that I'm paying. And the $13 an hour, by the way, is BS because most of the workers are part-time workers anyway and don't have benefits. So I don't want to hear it from Jeff Bezos. I'm not giving him any credit for his philanthropy of homeless people, just like I'm not giving credit to Michael Bloomberg, who suddenly Michael Bloomberg is now the Democratic Party's, potentially he's going to run as a Democrat. Well, why do you think New York State is the most unequal income-wise of any state in the country? Well, Michael Bloomberg wasn't governor, but as mayor of New York City, guess what? That exploded.
I want to mention that Hillary and Jeff Bezos have a couple things in common, and specifically, they have both. You think I'm a Hillary hater? She speaks of Hillary at night. So they both have paid, like there's an incentive program at Amazon that if you put positive things about them on social media, you get bonuses. That reminds us very strongly of Ms. Hillary Clinton trying to paint a very happy, rosy picture with her David Brock bots. So they want to disguise the fact that they're being so terrible, that they aren't for Medicare for all. They aren't for truly helping real people. They're for painting a rosy picture, throwing some breadcrumbs here and there so you don't pay attention to what they're actually doing. Because the bottom line is this, and this is why, we as progressives are put in a no-win situation. What do you mean, Jordan? Are you gonna criticize philanthropy? Are you gonna criticize charity? That's a good thing. But that's the Republican playbook. They push to charity.
they always laud charity and how these rich people do so much for the world through charity to basically cover up the fact that they are rich because we all are poor and treading water so they can be rich. So it's systemic. The root is bad in America, which I'm going to get to as well, because you probably haven't seen this on CNN, MSNBC, the New York Times, or anywhere. This week is the 10-year anniversary of the oligarchs allowed by the government to tank the global financial economy, which you're probably still not recovered, because I hear so much about how the economy is, what are they saying it now? The economy is humming or roaring?
Yeah.
Is your economy roaring, those of you watching? Are you just like going to the casino and have all this money to spend? Are you going on vacation once, twice a year? Are you?
I am indeed not. And actually, they just released this new thing from the White House saying that the average middle class salary now is $67,000. Get real. Just because you move the goalpost doesn't mean.
Right. But why this is so important? It's not to pick on Hillary Clinton. I know, Hillary's folks.
It is for me.
It's Hillary's folks don't like when I talk about her because she's not running for anything. But
come at me, Brock.
For all intents and purposes, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, that ideology is still running the Democratic Party. We just saw New York Governor Cuomo with a lot of help from voter purges, which I'll get to another day, win re-election, and they are fighting tooth and nail. The establishment is not looking at the polls. They are not looking at the energy. They are not looking at the momentum and the movement. They are not even looking at your faces when you tell them to step outside of the way, because they, as Bernie Sanders as Bernie Sanders once said, and I think he's right, they would rather go down on the Titanic as long as they have a first-class ticket.
Yes.
So, Hillary, next time you post things like that, maybe look into some policies that might help your friend.
And I hope that she continues posting things like that are helpful. And I hope that she, like Mr. Barack Obama, comes out in support for Medicare for all. Win-win for everyone.